Today we're going all out with Mossborn Hydra. If you're unfamiliar with this card, this is a really fun 3-drop. It has trample, enters with a +1 counter, and whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you double the number of +1 counters on it. This card can close out games as soon as turn 4 with the nut draw. Llanowar Elves turn 1, Mossborn Hydra turn 2, Bristly Bill into land drop, and then into Ordeal of Nylea on the Mossborn Hydra. Attack in, and you can get all the way up to 28 on your Mossborn Hydra as soon as turn 3. That is the dream in the deck. But what are we doing else to make Mossborn Hydra a little bit more competitive in this deck? Well, we have a lot of protection. We have Skrelv, which we can play early on and protect Mossborn Hydra as soon as it comes down. Additionally, we have Bulwark Ox, a new card from Aether Drift. Works really well with Mossborn Hydra because we can sacrifice it to give creatures you control hexproof and indestructible if they have counters on them. And then of course we have Snakeskin Veil, gives a counter and gives hexproof. And we have Sheltered by Ghost, which is awesome removal because it gives lifelink and ward 2. So it protects, removes, and gives you a lifelink body to try and match with those other aggressive decks. We have some other cards that synergize well with +1 counters. We have Pawpatch Recruit, which is another great card to drop on turn 3 if we get the Llanowar Elves start. And then we have Dusk Legion Duelist. Whenever we put a +1 counter on this creature, draw the card. Triggers only once a turn, so we can potentially trigger this on the opponent's turn and draw more cards. Works well with Ordeal of Nylea. So that is the deck. We're playing Cavern of Souls to try and dodge a few counter spells, Fabled Passage for extra land drops and landfall triggers, and then just a bunch of dual lands. Before we hop into the game, Magic is a very complex game. It's part of what makes it rewarding to play, and that is why the sponsor of today's video is here. The Sorcerer's Field Guide from Ivory Tower Games is a book for beginners and experienced players to help you get into Magic, improve your game, and have more seamless game nights. The book covers from basics of Magic to more complex topics such as the stack and how priority works, and much more. The book is very thorough, and I would describe it as a one-stop shop for learning Magic, answering your questions, and getting better at the game. If you're new to the game, if you're new to Magic, if you're tired of always asking that one guy about the rules, or if you're getting a friend or family member into Magic, consider picking up the book using my link below and help support the channel. Let's hop into the games and see how we can do. Alright, this opening hand seems pretty decent. We have Llanowar Elves start. We'll keep it and see how it goes. Dusk Legion Duelist means that we should be able to draw a bunch. Oh gosh, the opponent played Leyline of the Guildpact into a Surveil land, so they're probably some kind of domain deck. Interesting. Why is this able to tap for both kinds of mana? That seems like a bug. Well, looks like our opponent definitely some kind of beanstalk domain deck, which is kind of scary, but surely it won't be a problem. I could run out Dusk Legion Duelist and hold up Snakeskin Veil, or I could get Pawpatch Recruit down. I think I should run out Dusk Legion Duelist and hold up Snakeskin Veil. We do have the problem of if the opponent goes and sweeps the board, don't have a great way of dealing with things. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll just draw a card with our Snakeskin Veil. I don't think we mind doing that because going by anyways. Alright, let's play down Skrelv and get another Dusk Legion Duelist. We can start drawing cards. Leyline of the Guildpact is an interesting card to play because I feel like you don't usually see it in the domain overlord decks because it's kind of unnecessary and it's a very bad top deck. So it'll be interesting to see if it works out for our opponent here or if it ends up being a problem for them. I don't know if we want to run out the Pawpatch Recruit like this, so go to combat. I can make it happen. I gotta fix something after this game. I got a new computer And so I had to re-download Untapped, and for some reason I have Untapped GG Find Standard Decks button just blocking my ability to click the button right here. It's like right over top of it. Alright, opponent. They have access to 4 mana, so they don't have Sunfall yet, but if they play a land, they could. Archangel of Wrath is a little scary. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to like click around every single time. Kind of annoying. Right, end turn. Wow, this is not great in terms of draws. That is so annoying. I should have gone to combat first with the Dusk Legion Duelist. That's my bad, because we're going to draw a card here, so we could have drawn into something useful. We managed to not do that, so it doesn't actually matter. Quite a few lands. We're playing 24 because we want to hit our land drops to get our landfall triggers, but feels a little bit bad to flood out this much. Alright, this should stop any kind of regular sweeper blowing up our Dusk Legion Duelist. If we can get one more attack in, we're going to ramp 2, so that should thin our deck. And if they have any targeted removal or Archangel of Wrath, okay, that is a good sign. Struggling to find their land drops. So that is also a good sign. At some point we can use Skrelv to make our big creatures unblockable, so that's another advantage of Skrelv. If the opponent goes to remove it, we can give it hexproof, which should protect it. Put a counter on Skrelv, put a counter on Pawpatch. We'll go ahead and spend the 2 life to give this hexproof. It doesn't really matter what color we pick because their ley line is all colors. I think it should protect us, and it does actually work. And that is the value of Skrelv. We also have the Bulwark Ox. Oh my goodness. I need to solve this problem. I'm struggling to play the game because of this. All right. Not ideal. Don't want to attack him with Skrelv, though. I don't think we have lethal, so it wouldn't have mattered. We'll put a counter on it. Everything has indestructible. We'll shoot up 2 lands before we get the Dusk Legion Duelist trigger. Oh my goodness, this flood is crazy. Well, we'll thin the deck more with Fabled Passage next turn. Or on their turn. Hopefully they don't have a Sunfall. If it's not a Sunfall, like if it's a regular old Day of Judgment, we should be able to survive it with the Bulwark Ox giving indestructible. So, Sunfall definitely one of the weaknesses. Let me keep clicking to try and find the button. My goodness, that is a terrible bug. It's not my first time playing Arena on this PC, but I just downloaded Untapped, so might have to restart, and hopefully that solves it. Oh my gosh. Oh, of course, it's Sunfall. I should have sacrificed the Bulwark Ox, but it doesn't matter. We've lost the game. Opponent managed to draw something useful, and we... What the heck? Ay. I don't think there's a way out of this. They activate the Sunfall token and we die. Alright, well, we have a pretty good hand in the sense that we have Bristly Bill into Mossborn Hydra. So, let's hope this game goes a little bit better. We drew so many cards last game, but we just drew into land, and that kind of killed it. So, hope for a better game. Shelter by Ghost is good, but the opponent is playing the Boros deck, so they're probably playing Sheltered by Ghost as well, so Sheltered by Ghost on Sheltered by Ghost. Could get interesting here. Opponent doesn't really have anything to target this turn, so that is an upside. Alright, double Hardfire Hero. Could be worse for us, though. Is this... Okay, that only taps for green. It's a visual. What? Okay. I'm struggling here. Why is it showing both colors? Normally, if a land can tap for only one mana color, it only shows... Like, the border is only that color, so... I don't think there's anything different in my settings, but it looks like we're just gonna die. Opponent had the one drops that win the game. Unfortunate for us, but okay. Opponent did not have a response, so that's actually really good. Do they have Monstrous Rage in defense? Probably, but I'm still gonna swing in. Try and gain back some of our life. Opponent has 3/3, but do they have another Monstrous Rage? Spellbook Vendor, okay. That's a good sign for us. Well, it's good for now. Definitely long term could be problematic because they get a Valiant trigger every single turn and a new enchantment every single turn, so a little difficult but a little good at the same time. We'll take 7, go down to 8. Oh yeah, that's good. We'll play Mossborn Hydra, play a land. Okay. I gotta remember to turn on or turn off auto order triggered abilities, because that could have gone bad if the game wasn't in the right state of mind. Ouch. It's gonna be fine. You will take your Heartfire Hero so that you don't have a 5/5 that when it dies, we die. And then I will gain 4, I think. Next turn should be Ordeal of Nylea popping off with Bristly Bill and everything, so if we just survive this turn, we're okay. They have 2 creatures. Monstrous Rage is +4. Spellbook Vendor is going to be +2. That's +6 damage, and they have 4 on the board, so they could go all the way up to 10. If they have one more 1 mana something, they can make use of every single mana and kill us, but not if we block with Mossborn Hydra. But if we block with Mossborn Hydra, they get the Heartfire Hero back and things go south, so maybe we should have held back Bill, but kind of wanted to move my life total. Not enough mana to get anything huge, so I think we are safe for the turn. Gonna be a counter. They get to scry if they go in for attacks. That will bring us down to 3 life, but 3 is not 0. And I guess we'll take the Spellbook Vendor, gain 5, and sayonara, opponent, because Ordeal of Nylea is going to put in a lot of work. You want your build triggers to resolve first. Ordeal of Nylea allows us to drop 2 basics, and Bill is first, so we can just target, put on the counters first before we double it up, and blam. GG, that's what we want to do. Alright, you go first. This hand's okay. We have Bristly Bill plus Dusk Legion Duelist, so that means we can potentially gain or draw additional cards with our land drops. So it seems pretty powerful. Skrelv turn 1 means that we can protect everything as it comes down, and we have a green source since this taps for green. Even if we don't have a forest or plains. So, good hand. See if we can capitalize on it. Opponent plays a Temple of Deceit. They're on blue and black. That is a little concerning, but blue and black really good at, you know, controlling stuff. So hopefully that means that they don't just destroy everything. Storm Chaser's Talon. Okay, so it's looking like it might be some kind of Dimir mid-range deck, which I think we have a decent shot at, or shot against at the moment. No need to activate Skrelv because Skrelv is gone. Sayonara, Skrelv. You will be remembered. We're gonna play the forest just in case we draw into Snakeskin or one of our— oh my goodness, Snakeskin Veil. Alright, well, we were rewarded for playing the forest over the plains, and now we can use the Snakeskin Veil on their turn to draw a card. So that is also an advantage. So if the opponent does go to remove the Dusk Legion Duelist, Snakeskin Veil means we counteract the removal and we draw a card. The opponent has had enough. Alright, GG. That last game was too funny. Opponent instantly scoops after that. Alright, opponent goes first. This hand is looking kind of rough, so this one might actually be a mulligan. Sure, we have a lot of +1 counter synergies, so if we draw into anything to trigger these Dusk Legion Duelists, this hand looks better. We do have Elves turn 1, so we can accelerate our plan, but we don't have much of a plan in the cards that we have in our hand, so I'm going to opt to mulligan once. Yeah, we have 2 fast lands, so that means we should be able to curve out pretty effectively. Oaks all creatures, the rest did nothing. Aha. So that's a nice feature, is that we managed to dodge the duress. Demon, so it looks like our opponent is probably on some kind of demons deck. Interesting that our opponent goes for Demon. We'll play the Bulwark Ox out first so that we can get the counter on our Dusk Legion Duelist next turn by tapping it down to saddle. Whenever it attacks while saddled, put a +1 counter on target creature. Opponent is going to blow up our Restless Prairie, which honestly we don't mind, because that means we will hopefully stop flooding. We have quite a lot of lands in hand. So hopefully that our opponent doesn't have a 1-drop removal spell, but we will just have to hope. And oh my goodness, can we stop drawing into lands? Doesn't seem like the opponent has anything to stop our stuff here. Probably should have saddled with the Elves so we had the Duelist on defense, but Bristly build off the top, pretty good. That means we can draw off our land drops, and it turns Fabled Passage into 2 card draws. And just as I'm talking about card draw, Shieldred the Apocalypse. Youch. Every card draw we're going to draw now is going to be 2 life. That is no good. Opponent got that mono black. I'm going to kill you by you just existing deck. We played a very similar, like a deck pretty much based around that idea before. Very, well, kind of annoying to play into, but it's very strong because you don't have to like swing in, you don't have to target the opponent. Holy moly, that's big. 1 Mirrex mana open. We take the damage, I think. And can we stop? with the all right, we will saddle this bad boy, and then I have a trick planned. So this puts a counter here, and then Bill's gonna be like, I'm really big and swole, and boom, we're gonna take damage to Shieldred. Darn it. But we're gonna kill 2 of their creatures, so this should be pretty big. And we're getting for a bunch of damage. We're down to 6 though, so we're at real risk of this Shieldred killing us. Ox should mean that we have a surefire defender. What the? Oh Nelly. It's a little close, but if the opponent doesn't have removal for the Hydra, like 2 removal spells, we should be okay. So draw a card, that's absolutely fine, and we're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Go ahead and saddle. We're going for maximum damage here. Go ahead, get in our attack, put an extra counter on the Hydra, and then wait till they block or something. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. And then we'll activate Bill to double up the number of counters on our creatures. Removal spell? Any responses, opponent? Because you can't really do anything about it. The Ox, I have to say, this card is an excellent addition to these kinds of decks, these +1 counter decks, because it's just something you can put out early and then it protects everything from then on. It's got that Skrelv in it, you know what I mean? But it also has extra utility, so very big fan of Bulwark Ox in the deck. Opponent, you're looking at 60 some damage. But it's just a little off the top, no? Alright, maybe I'll pause and come back once they've roped out. Alright, opponent has successfully made us wait to the very end. Lands, am I right? And bonk, down to 59. GG. Alright, I think I'm gonna end the video there. I feel like that's just the perfect game to end on. Smacking your opponent so good that they rope out. So I feel like we also showcased a lot of the cards in the deck and kind of why they're powerful and synergize with the deck. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing. Also, don't forget to check out the link in the description. It's also going to be in the pinned comment for the sponsor of the video. I have a copy of the book in person, and I'm going to be reading through the entirety of it. I think it really looks like very thorough. It has like all the different abilities or keywords in there. So like if you're like, what is Skulk? You can go and look in the book. So I feel like it's really a lot of value if you need, like, you want a one-stop shop in hand whenever you go to game nights to help answer those sorts of questions, and as well as just if you enjoy reading as a way of gathering information. I think it's really it's kind of impressive, honestly. Anyways, that is enough chilling, I guess you would say. But from what I can tell, I'm being honest here, it seems really like well put together. So but anyways, let me know what you think of the deck, of the sponsor, and have a nice morning, evening, night, afternoon, wherever and whenever you're watching. Take care of yourself. Have a nice night. Ciao.